every day.
It's all good.
No one does it better
The dance floor is now open.
Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku. It's time to rise.
Connected with on the Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku.
Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku. It's time to rise. Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku. It's time to rise.
Connected with on the Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku. We love listening to the Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku. Connected with on the Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku.
More music, more variety, less talk.
Wow, the radio with a difference now.
Don't touch that dial.
Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku. It's time to rise.
Connected with on the Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Opoku. Keeping it real with today's hit music. Back-to-back hits.
Happens every day.
It's all good.
No one does it better
The dance floor is now open.
Okay, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you are. It's a special afternoon for you. Once again, I am here with the great man. I think yesterday I said it to you that he's going to be here today. And today we'll talk about your health. And we can't stop talking about Maliamdina. One of the best products, one of the best food supplement that is supplement people and is helping people. I'm telling you this, I got the guru ones, the big ones. That's the one I'm looking for. I know most of friends are. Let me say, I don't know if they're angry. They said, okay, you said the thing is 3. Why are you selling only 1? We won't buy it. We want to get the whole 3 because when we read the labels and things, you can see that the 3 must work together. So this afternoon we are here once again. I'm here with Professor Sally Jr. is in the house, and then we are here once again to come and talk about Maliamdina. But before then, we have a lot of stuff for you. You know, we are in a state of emergency that we all need to do something about our health. And one thing is we think about your health. That's why Professor Jr. is in the house. Professor Jr. will be here. I'm telling you, he's going to speak to your life through Maliamdina, or he's going to teach you or to enlighten you for you to know that we are in the state of emergency, that we need to do something about our health. So today is a beautiful, wonderful day that God has made for I and you to rejoice and be glad in it. I'm very happy to be here this afternoon with you. Once again, my name is Reverend Major Kwame Opoku. This program called Inspirational Hour for you. I told that every Wednesday we are here about your health. The man is ready. I'm not going to waste much time, and I'm going to invite him, Professor Sally Jr., to come on board. He's here, and then I know he's going to speak into your life through Maliamdina. True. I'm telling you, the state of emergency, we all need to do something for our lives. Different type of sicknesses in our life. You know, the body languages, and sometimes we don't understand it. But let me tell you, today, this man is here. He's ready to speak to your life. So let's welcome him on board. Welcome you, Professor Sally Jr. Welcome you to ARK Radio.
Greetings. Thank you for inviting me once again. It's a pleasure to be here on ARK Radio. It is always a joy to be here. I always know that together we are a family of ARK Radio, and I want to first of all thank the creator, Nyame, for the very gift of life. I want to thank the creator for giving us an opportunity to see another day, another beautiful day. It's raining, the soul is getting nourished, and we're also here in the wonderful studios of ARK Radio, looking at how we can begin to expand on what I call ideas that we all need to be looking at this point in time. Yeah. I've championed many times saying your health is your wealth, but also many times I've said at the same time, you're not just what you eat, but you're what you assimilate. Many times we're looking at the time we're living in as COVID-19, but we're also looking at the fact that COVID-19 being a virus, it is something that is challenging the whole world right now. But before any further, I want to also thank our forefathers, those great ancestors who've gone before us and laid down the foundation so that we can journey forth in this time. They've given us inventions. They've given us what we call discovered great things that we're using today. They've also given us a lot in terms of really culture, heritage, and traditions that people all over the world continue to give thanks for the fact that we have wisdom of those great ones who have gone before us, who we term as ancestors. And we also want to give thanks to the fact that our forefathers and our foremothers made great contributions to humanity. That is why we're here, standing on their shoulders, the shoulders of giants. Now, before we go any further, we also want to give thanks to the fact that many times we forget that Mother Nature is always creating a space for us to really find true health, true well-being, and also look at ways in which we can actually empower ourselves from within. I always say the first solution is really about knowing what the Creator said to us: know thyself. Everyone who's lived on this planet, as a great one who lived in ancient Egypt, has left us the very message of man, woman, know thyself. And it is through knowing ourselves that we understand the power of really living on this planet in harmony and in symmetry and in synergy with the Most High. First of all, I want to also say that I want to give thanks to my father, who is the inventor of these products called Barry and Dina, which we talk about all the time. I also want to give thanks to my mother, who was beside him and stood beside him for the support and also the clarity and direction and support of the whole family. I also want to give thanks to my brothers and sisters, and also for all those who are part of what we call our extended family. One thing I always realize is that if I could remind myself, he always said that your health is in your hands, and the fact that he also put together a unified field theory, which stated that any condition, be it congenital, be it viral in nature, be it a condition that was actually degenerative, can all be traced back to some nutritional deficiency. So we have to go back and realize one thing. Everything is always about understanding that your body speaks a very clear language. It's a language of vibration. It's a language of energy. It's a language of literally, when we could say frequency. Your liver, your kidney, your pancreas, all are creating frequency vibrations which are emanating out of your system. They can be measured. They can be read. Now, one of the things we want to start off with here is the fact that we have been gifted with something called melanin. Melanin is something that is so powerful. If you're hearing about it for the first time, I would say melanin is a pigment. It is a color that we see in our skin, but it's not skin deep. It is actually going into our muscles. It is in our heart. It's in our brain. It's in every part of our body is covered in melanin. Melanin is something that the Creator has given us as a pigment, but it's not just a pigment. It actually allows the body to actually receive health benefits. Now, sometimes people don't look at melanin and see it's just the skin. No, the melanin actually is something that actually is infused in every cell in your body. You have a part in your cell called a melanocyte. Okay, inside every cell is a melanocyte. That is the center where melanin is made and manufactured, and allowing you to actually receive the benefits of melanin. Now, what is melanin? Melanin is a chemical. Okay, it's a superconductor. It means it conducts. So our body is actually clothed in a super suit of energy that conducts, and it conducts, but at the same time it is a battery. So what is happening with the melanin? Think of your body as literally covered in melanin, but also every part of this melanin pigment is absorbing energy from the environment. It's absorbing X-rays, it's absorbing UV rays, it's absorbing cosmic rays of all kinds. It's also absorbing what they call ultraviolet rays and all kinds of what they call parts or components of the electromagnetic spectrum. It stores that energy in what they call those areas that we talked about in the melanocyte. So melanin is actually a superconductor. But we don't just find melanin in our skin. If you look around us in the environment, we have melanin all around us. You got plant melanin, okay? The green color that you have in plants is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a pigment that is similar to the color that we have here as melanin. So the chlorophyll does the same thing to plants. When plants get sunlight, they use the chlorophyll aspect to really begin to actually translate that sunlight into energy for themselves. That is why when you deprive a plant of sunshine, it starts to turn yellow or it starts to lose its color. The same thing happens in ourselves. If we are deprived of sunlight, we'll also start to actually have a pigment change. So it's very important for us to literally go back to the fact that our skin, which is the largest organ, is actually very important for making vitamin D, okay, from the sunshine. Just like the plants are using chlorophyll to actually make energy for themselves, we are using melanin to draw in all these aspects, which we cannot even see from the environment, to actually make energy right under our skin. Now, why is all this very important? Because we are now seeing that today we have forgotten how to tap into this innate energy. We are now seeing that everything that we have to look at, even in the animal kingdom, you have what they call the different forms of melanin. Okay, so we want to really focus on the fact that today melanin itself is also in your brain. In your brain alone, you have 12 centers of melanin. Okay, and this is very important because again we're seeing that it is also when a fetus is first forming, the very crest, which is called the neural crest, is the first part, is rich in melanin, is the first part of the fetus to form, called the neural crest. This is all covered in melanin, and this is showing you the importance of melanin. Today what we're also seeing is that when we look at melanin and how it applies to us today, we're also seeing that, for example, our systems are also in a way where we realize that we have a unique biochemical individuality. Myself, Reverend Kwame, or any other human being, all have a unique biochemical individuality. What does that mean for you and me? It means that we have a unique template that actually allows us to really have what they call correlation to our environment. We are always going to be a product of our environment, but biochemical individuality means that you have a unique size of your organs, your liver, your kidney, your pancreas, your heart. You all have what they call unique sizes and shapes, which are for your literally tailored to you. So what is very important here is to remember that as we talk about melanin, melanin is actually a superconductor. It actually allows us to absorb and transform energy at very high speed. Now today what we are seeing in the world today, it was the great genius who was actually said to us, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. Today what we're seeing is that a lot of our food has become a cocktail of chemicals, and also our medicine is also becoming a cocktail of chemicals. So what does that mean? It means that the melanin also, because of what it's how it is and what it is, it absorbs toxins and holds onto them. Now, the creator designed this color not just for the sake of being on top here, but as a healing chemical. Okay, so look at melanin also as part of a healing chemical. It performs healing work and requires specific nutritional needs. What is most important here is also to know that as we map out on the melanin, we need to also look at the fact that a lot of diseases like diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, gout, obesity, coronary heart disease, eye diseases, these are termed as blockage diseases, and they're termed in that way because the melanin pathways that allow the energy to flow through the system are being blocked, and also not able to take in nutrients like how they were designed to take in nutrients. Today what we're seeing is that every organ in the body is covered in melanin, and at the same time we are also realizing that there are certain specific vitamins, certain specific nutrients, certain specific what they call micronutrients that are required for optimum melanin function. Today we are realizing that one of the main things that we need to do is to realize melanin is like a shield. Okay, imagine your immune system. Today is great talk in the times of COVID-19 that we need to have a strong immune system. Well, melanin is part of that immune system. Melanin is part of your outer shield. It shields you from harmful rays. It shields you from what they call UV light. It shields you. So everybody on the planet has melanin. There are different degrees of melanin. And you'll find that as we understand everything, we also understand that the body itself actually is able to heal itself because of this power of this healing chemical. But what we want to also remember at this particular stage is that we are also understanding that one of the main nutrients required for melanin production is copper. Yeah, copper is so essential in melanin production. Why do I say that? Because we need copper in every melanocyte to optimize our melanin production. But also copper is very essential for really what I would call absorption of iron. Okay, if you have poor levels of copper, it means your capacity to absorb iron in the body is also diminished. So it's very important for production of melanin, copper, but also very important for absorption of iron. And you find that the main nutrients required for melanin production are copper and tyrosine. Tyrosine is an enzyme. This is what it combines with copper to produce melanin. Okay. Now, all these things, why are we talking about copper and tyrosine? Why? Because basically, at some level, we need to understand the components of how this very important pigment comes. It's not just a color that is skin deep, but it's a color that is there for a purpose. It actually heals the body, it nourishes the body, and is very important in terms of really connecting different things. Now, when you look at our great ancestors, they put us on a diet that was actually rich in a lot of nutrients. Basically, it was a diet high in bananas. Now, why would they put us on a diet high in bananas? Because they also realized that if we could actually ingest these bananas in a high degree, this is, let's say, plantain, things like small bananas or green bananas, or different forms of bananas. They had what they call a high degree of a compound called tryptophan. Now, tryptophan is so important in terms of what they call melanin production. Think of melanin as a tool, as a chemical that is actually a pigment that heals. Okay, so when we just think of, oh, you know what, it just happens to be that I was born like this. No, you are born with a gift, a healing gift. Everybody on the planet has it, but to different degrees. Okay, so you have a battery here that is storing energy, that is actually able to transmit energy and actually absorb energy. Okay, so it's a superconductor. Okay, think of it as a superconductor. And what we also remember that melanin needs building blocks. I've given you one. The first thing is copper. The second one I've given you is copper. Let's talk about where you can find copper. Copper is the highest form of copper is found in sesame seeds. Okay, so it's very important that we can actually take in cold pressed sesame seed oil. That I encourage you, even if you use it on your skin. Okay, because the skin is the largest organ. Whatever we put in our skin can be easily absorbed into the body. So what I encourage people to do is also use the sesame seed oil. Make sure it's cold pressed on your skin. Okay, again, Professor Sally has put copper in here. So when you take Mariandina, you're also going to be taking in copper components to help you to absorb your iron, but also produce melanin. It's all in Mariandina A. There's copper in here. Copper is also found in dates and many other foods as well, but in the highest degree you find it in sesame seed. And why I'm spending a bit of time on this area of understanding, because many times we don't talk about this area of melanin and the capacity of what melanin can do for us. Today we are seeing melanin as a battery that absorbs X-rays, microwaves, cosmic rays, ultraviolet rays, all kinds of things. But what we're realizing today is that if we're going to really enter into the world of melanin nutrition, we also want to look at areas of nourishing ourselves better.
Sorry. Can I ask a question? You said something about battery. Can you take your time and explain it? What kind of battery you're talking about?
Okay.
And how is it working in a human's body?
Okay. Think of a battery. What does a battery do? A battery is storing energy. Okay. A battery, if you look at your car battery, every time you switch your car on, the battery is charging. Okay. And just like that, this color here has got little micro batteries. Just like in technology, they're making very small cells. Or in your phone, you have a battery that can store energy and charge it up and charge it on. Yeah. Okay. So the same thing. This here is a battery.
The skin.
The skin is a battery.
It's a battery.
Not the skin itself, but the melanin melanocytes, okay,
Okay.
the centers of melanin. This is all melanin, okay?
Okay.
What we see is a color that is like a suit.
Okay.
You see, think about you wearing a melanin suit, okay? God has placed you in a melanin suit.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah?
so like
the whole suit is melanin.
If it's cold, the suit will warm you, keep you warm
It will translate energy. What it's doing, our bodies are absorbing energy from the electromagnetic spectrum.
okay into our system.
Aha. So we're looking at this system, this suit that we're wearing called the melanin suit, absorbing X-rays, cosmic rays, ultraviolet rays, microwave rays, all kinds of things from electromagnetic spectrum.
Microwave trays also.
The things that are around us in the universe.
Okay.
It is absorbing it, energy from our environment.
Okay.
Okay.
The
What's
good
it
ones. Is it the good ones?
Everything.
or-
It just absorbs everything.
Okay.
It's called a superconductor. So it absorbs, stores, and translates it into healing energy for us.
For us. Okay.
Okay,
That's
how it's
powerful.
working. That's very powerful to know that.
Very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't understand that,
Come
you just
on.
look at yourself in the mirror and you don't know why
you-
God gave you this color
Because if something caught your hand, within a short time you see that it started,
to heal. And you know
by
what?
itself.
As people of black African origin, sometimes we get a keloid. We form large keloids. Sometimes you can get people, when they have shaving bumps
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
back,
yeah, yeah,
they
that
can
thing
go
is-
to
yeah,
the
so
back
big
cheek.
bump over
Yeah,
there.
this is because melanin tends to form large keloids. If you cut yourself here, you can get a keloid growing like that to repair. But you just repair yourself, but you can get a black scab. The black scab is showing you that melanin is rushing to the area to heal
To
that
heal
area
the-
and to
okay.
sew that area up. Okay, even though you can't see it, but it's like I said, a super suit that God has given us that we're wearing. It's a physical suit to heal,
our body,
protect,
protect,
produce vitamin D,
produce vitamin D,
and also to help us protect against infections. Because
Wow.
on our skin here,
yeah.
also this is where this COVID-19 cannot penetrate very easily. Okay.
It's like a soldier.
Aha. So you are now getting to a point where you are understanding that this skin is the first line of defense. Okay, for any infection. Okay, that is why the people are asking you to wear masks, asking you to wear these things.
Because those places are very
Open
saliva,
for
everything to go in,
your nose and
but
everything.
it can't go through
the skin.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so these membranes in our nose and our eyes and our eyes,
and our eyes,
they're more easily accessible
Things
by
can
this.
easy to
instead
go.
of going in. Okay, so we are also seeing the fact that when we talk about melanin, we're talking about the fact that melanin itself is a battery, as we've said. It stores energy. It translates that energy into healing energy for ourselves and for our bodies. That is why you find that if you got what they call a high toxic state,
Okay.
melanin can also become toxic in the fact that it doesn't do what it was designed to do because it's overloaded with chemicals. So we need to find ways of cleaning the melanin, okay, to improve battery power. It's like your battery. If your battery cells are lacking of battery water, they're not going to store energy
Yeah,
very well.
yeah, yeah, you
Okay,
can't-
think of it
can't
like
do-
that.
yeah, because
Okay,
the
but when you
batteries-
actually put battery water in all the cells,
it worked very nicely.
very well.
yeah,
You
very
store
nice,
low energy,
yeah.
and you can leave it and go away, and you find the car will start again all the time. So think of it like that. So we want to really think of I'll talk about nutrients for this melanin suit.
Okay.
One of the first things we talk about is copper. You find the best nutrients in sesame seed or cold pressed oil. You can put on your skin as well. Get it from the health store. Cold pressed sesame seed oil. Put it to whatever you're using on your skin. You can mix it with shea butter, a bit of oil, coconut oil, and put a bit of the sesame seed oil, cold pressed. Some people even use sesame seed oil for cooking. Some people even eat. Sometimes in Ghana or in Africa they're using different sesame seeds for cooking and everything.
Even
And,
I saw one. I saw one that the sesame seed, the oil. You see the
They
color,
have-
the brown color.
yeah, they have something called brown color. Yeah, this is the one that is cooked.
Yeah, when you put it in your mouth,
It's got a
and
rusty
then
taste.
and then for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, you could-
you say it took every
Toxins out.
bacteria in your mouth.
and
So you have to
this
put
is a way
it
of-
in the toilet, not maybe even in the sink.
Yes, it is a way of detoxifying yourself. That's called oil pulling. Okay, it's another method.
Yeah,
But-
oil pulling.
Yes, oil pulling. Yeah, because it's very toxic. Now, one of the things we talked about melanin nutrition, and we talked about bananas. Bananas are very important because they're rich in tryptophan. Grapes, red grapes, shiitake mushrooms, dark leafy green vegetables. They all contain very important components that enable us to operate with high melanin function. Now, melanin is also in our brain, Reverend Kwame. In your brain here, you've got 12 centers of melanin
Wow.
in your brain alone, okay? Each part of your brain cells is receiving information, storing information, transmitting information, recalling information, and also transmitting. Imagine your brain is a receiver and transmitter.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, receiver and at the same time.
Where do
transmit it out.
how do your thoughts come to you? Yeah,
A lot.
a lot. Yeah,
A
you can be
lot.
sitting there, but you are constantly
Yeah.
getting new ideas. Your
then you
imagination
try
is
to
growing.
invent it.
Aha. You hear, I thought about this. I better go and do this.
Then you go there.
You go there. So this melanin allows us to connect like an antenna to our environment.
Okay.
Because just like the plants, if you put a plant in a very cold environment,
Okay.
it doesn't like it. It likes to be in the right temperature. Okay?
yes.
Unless it's meant to be in a cold region. So the same thing is that we also need the right environment. When African people spend a lot of time in the temperate region, like in let's say here in the UK, 4 months of the year, we have very low sunshine. So this has an impact on our melanin. Okay?
Okay.
Means that when you're in Africa, you can actually have what they call strong, intense sunlight. Like how we're having over the past few weeks, we had a strong summer, and with our melanin was able to get charged up properly. But usually, we sometimes have lots of rain all the time, and the melanin can't do what it's designed to do. So we have to really look at the value of what we call melanin. I know it's a subject that may be new to people, but some people maybe have heard of it already. But what we're looking at really here is the fact that neuromelanin is also very, very important, because inside your brain, you've got centers of melanin. One of them is called locus coeruleus. Another one is called substantia nigra, and many others. But what is most important here is the fact that we also go through a process called REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep.
Okay.
Okay. This is when we go into deep recesses of our dreams. Now, why are we talking about this, and why is this so important? The most important thing right now is to realize that a lot of the things that we have as gifts to the Creator are underutilized. Okay. We don't use them. We just, it's like somebody giving you a very nice car, and you look at it, park in the garage, you never drive it, never take it out of the road. So what we are learning today is really the fact that this melanin suit is in constant communion with your environment. Not just your physical environment, your spiritual environment, your emotional environment, your mental environment, and your physical environment. So all these things are literally telling us that REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement sleep, is the phase of sleep in which we are constantly what they call in a travel state, or we have traveling dreams. Okay, this is where we are able to communicate with the divine. So we are understanding how to really receive information even while we're sleeping. Okay, so melanin is also in your eye. It is in your ear. It is in your liver.
I
your
don't
kidney.
know if I can ask this,
Yeah.
but hold on. I want you. What you are saying now is very important. But just a quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
Why sometimes some people sleep, have a dreams, and then in the morning you see they can't remember their dreams. People
Okay.
got a lot of dreams, but they can't remember
Yeah,
them.
and this is very important, because as you know, in the Christian church, a lot of people are they have dreams and they get them translated, or they have dreams and they have the situation where the pastor can say, okay, this is what they have dream translators, or dream people give you the meaning of a dream.
Okay.
Sometimes people don't know what the meaning of their dream is. They've got a dream, but they write it down. So some people are actually in a state where they can't remember the dream. Sometimes people have got spiritual blocks. Okay, so they cannot access that area. They have the dream, but they cannot.
Yeah, they
interface
can't
with it.
remember. No,
They can't
it's not
remember
the
it.
interpretation. They can't.
You
even
can't remember it even.
remember.
Yeah, because again, you see what is also happening as well. We are in a state where, when we are in that dream state, which we
Okay.
call the REM sleep state, we leave our physical bodies, and we actually, the soul, or the essence of the soul, moves into a space where it can now travel anywhere in the universe. Okay, so we are. Our bodies are still connected to that soul essence, but it is also in a state of motion and traveling and visiting.
What I was trying to ask is it because of lack of something in our body or in our system that cause people to forget their dreams, or
okay,
because
I'll give you
because
one of the,
what you said. That's why
one of the solutions we can utilize is, if you want to find ways of also remembering your dreams. What people some people use something called a dream catcher. Okay, I don't know if you've heard of a dream catcher. A dream catcher is just something they use in terms of something you place near your side of your bed, and it helps you to actually capture your dreams. Now, we don't know how it works, but it is very effective. Other people use water. They place a water under their bed, like a flat pan of water about that size. Fill it with water about that much. Put it under the bed, that also is a way of also anchoring the dreams into this. Now, all these things, we may not know how they work, but they are very effective. And
Okay.
those who are what they call dream experts, they recommend writing down your dreams. Okay?
Yeah.
Once you've had your day, you write it down if you remember it. Now, you might remember parts of the dream. You might remember all of it, so you can also write different sections of the dream as you remember it. And sometimes you get signs in your dream. Just see a symbol, okay, or you can a Jenyame symbol, or you can see whatever symbol you see, and that symbol has meaning. So you have to also find out what that symbol means.
Why that? why
So
that-
there are
okay.
dream messages and everything. But we want to come back to
Yeah,
what
let's come back.
what we're looking about, which is the chemical key to life, which is melanin, and also the chemical key to the soul. We're talking about melanin because it is very important for us to know that melanin itself is not only just a healing chemical, but it is very important in terms of the properties it offers. For example, our pineal gland is releasing, during the night, it's releasing melatonin. Melatonin is a regenerative chemical. It actually is a hormone that regenerates the whole body. During the day, we're releasing serotonin. Okay? This is also helping with body calibration and body synergy.
That one work on the day.
Yeah, serotonin in the day, melatonin. Look at the word melatonin.
Okay.
Melanin is
Yeah.
released at night to repair, to regenerate, to recalibrate as well. So this is from the pineal gland. Okay, it's very important that we also look at the fact that every time we're looking at this, we're seeing that these are also very important in terms of telling the body what to do and how to go about doing it. But also we are storing light, and like I said earlier on, melanin is like a superconductor. So it needs elements like calcium, iron, zinc, potassium, sodium for correct body function. Okay. Now, for example, sometimes people have actually gone to a state where they have actually started to bleach themselves. Okay, and in some African countries, you find that some people have gone to use bleaching creams. They have put themselves in a bath of bleach to get the skin off, to try and clean the skin. But what they're losing is the fact that they damage the capacity of this suit to actually work the way it was designed to. Yeah, and this is a great danger for us because now we have been conditioned and programmed to see that this is not good, so we want to actually burn it off. Okay, and I don't know why the creator made a mistake giving us this color.
Like this.
Yeah, he made you too
This
dark.
melon to protect us.
Protect you, but people are bleaching it away. You know, because
this is serious.
Yeah, for other reasons. Anyway, we want to talk about that at the moment. But what we want to know right now is that we need to nourish our melanin.
Let me ask you one
nourishing
question,
our melanin
please.
better.
It's about what you are talking about. You know that some people also they inject them.
Yeah.
When they give them injection, the other people put some creams, and other things, to breach the color or whatever God has given to. And some people also take some tablet or injection, and then it changed the color. It's not something breached, but it changed the color. And some people also take tablets. So what effect?
Okay,
those people
at the moment,
can have.
Melanin happens to be at this point in time one of the most expensive chemicals on the planet. Okay, melanin in its pure form can sell for nearly up to £250 plus. Okay, melanin itself. So what we're looking at here, melanin itself has now been transformed, and people have got what they call certain tablets, or they call melatonin tablets. They actually, some people actually even take tryptophan. These are all components of melanin that actually help to enhance the color of the skin, okay, or nourish it better, or try and make it more efficient, okay.
That one was a special. Is it organic?
Yeah,
something?
so some people use like melatonin tablets to improve, because your pineal gland is already releasing, when you're in the darkness and lying down, it actually produces melatonin. Okay, which is the one that actually regenerates the body. Now, for some people, this also is in a situation, if they're working at night, it will affect their production of melatonin. Okay. So they can lead to cancerous states as well if you're not producing enough melatonin. Okay. Wow. So it is also very important. Melanin is also very important for neutralizing radiation. Okay. It neutralizes radiation in the body, harmful free radicals. Neutralize it. So your body makes byproducts of cell metabolism called free radicals, and the melanin also neutralizes them. Okay. But if it's in a good state, working well, nourished properly. Okay, but if it's toxic and it's caused deficiencies, it doesn't do its work that it was designed to do.
Yeah, it can't.
Okay?
It can't function properly.
It can't function properly. So they also studies have shown that when melanin is placed in the presence of cells and those cells are exposed to the AIDS virus, the cells cannot be infected by the virus. Now look how powerful that statement is. I'll repeat it for you. When melanin is placed in the presence of cells and those cells are exposed to the AIDS virus, the cells cannot be infected by the virus. Now that shows you that today, even with COVID-19, if your melanin is in good order, if your melanin is functioning optimally, then it is becoming a super weapon that cannot be penetrated by that virus.
Okay.
Why? Because that is what it was designed for. It was designed to protect you. It was designed to nourish you, designed to heal you. Okay? But right now, because of the diet we're on, we have lost the effectiveness and the efficiency of that healing power of the melanin. We've got to rebuild and reconnect. Some of these cells rely on gold. Melanin is also needing monoatomic gold. Okay? Or nanometer gold, which is actually a nutrient that melanin requires for optimum health. Okay? And you can get that in the form of colloidal nanometer gold. What we also want to remember as well is that we are melanin itself is something that is made in so many different areas. It is like a receptor, and also you are finding that melanin controls all mental and physical activities. It stabilizes all intellectual faculties. Melanin can resist up to 1,500 degrees of Fahrenheit and still maintain 50% of its properties. Melanin acts in the skin, acts as a filter to prevent the sun ultraviolet rays from damaging the organs and that lay deep beneath the skin, but it also converts UV rays into chemical energy. So it converts UV rays into chemical energy. So the food for your body as well. And melanin has a sweet smell. Okay, it acts as a conductor. That means it conducts electricity. It also neutralizes and toxins and also free radicals as well. And also you find that melanin absorbs sound and translates that sound into different tones. That's why you find that you can actually create great rhythmic harmony and great balance, and also tune into the universe. And also it also helps to be behind the driving force behind a lot of all our body systems and all our body processes. All rely on melanin because the entire system is built on the foundation of melanin. So melanin or a melanated individual would need high dense nutrition. Okay, what does that mean? Is that we need to be in a space where we are not just eating white bread, white sugar, white pasta and all these things. We need to eat whole grain foods that actually nourish the melanin, like the tryptophan from the bananas, the copper which you find in sesame seeds, and also things like ensuring that you take shiitake mushrooms, reishi mushrooms, red grapes. These are all part of the food nutrients that the body needs. But as I said earlier on, is that we also need to be taking nuts and seeds and grains. Now, the amino acid tryptophan, I said earlier on, is from bananas is so vital and necessary for production of melatonin and serotonin. Okay, and tryptophan is something that you find in vitamins B6 and B12. And tryptophan is something that calms the body down, stops any agitation, stops any aggression. It regulates your mood and also sleep patterns. That's tryptophan alone. Okay, but what it can say that in Marindina you find that
let's come back to Marindina.
A lot of these things have been talked about in terms of melanin. Okay. Melanin is something that even if you don't understand it in what have been explaining, the most important for us to understand is that melanin requires nutrients, requires antioxidants. In fact, those are called melanin components. In Marina A, you have melanin components that actually optimize the body's functionality in terms of how it operates. You have zinc. Zinc is very important for the immune system. You also have what they call magnesium. Magnesium is very important for relaxing blood vessels. You also have a situation where you are having manganese. Manganese is very important for the bones. Selenium is very important for improving the heart function and also protecting the body from cancer. You've got things like quercetin. Quercetin is a natural anti-inflammatory, but also antihistamine. And also you find that You have things like B12. We talked about B12 and B6 also in the Marina A. Very important for actually the producing serotonin and melatonin in the body. The B is for energy. Now, in here, how your body works is that you're producing energy. It's very important for circulation. It's also very important for optimizing what they call melanin function. Why? Because, again, melanin is in your brain. You've got 12 centers of melanin in the brain. And what you always want to do is nourish those centers with nutrients that actually promote circulation and boost and stimulate the brain. They're in here already as guarana, as ginkgo biloba, as things like nutrients that optimize the body's capacity in terms of regeneration. And this is also very good for hormone balance and also optimizing the body's capacity to heal and repair itself. Marina B. Then the Marina J is very good for what they call detox, cleansing. One of the things we're seeing in today's world, many people actually are looking to find ways of detoxifying and cleansing the body. Now, melanin, like I said, sometimes, in most cases, is also protecting us by storing toxins. And sometimes it can store them to a certain extent, like a sponge. It can absorb, and then it can't absorb any more toxins. But at the same time, this also reduces its functionality. It reduces its capacity. So just by using Marina J, you can also increase the melanin functionality. You can increase the melanin power. You can also optimize the function of melanin. So A, B, and J can be also used in terms of melanin health. Remember, melanin is a battery. There's 5 things I want to share with you as we close. Melanin is a battery. Okay, it absorbs everything from our environment and actually converts it into stored energy. Okay, it also now translates that energy into our physical bodies to run different physiological processes, to run different activities in the body. You need tryptophan. Tryptophan is very important because it actually is used in the production of melatonin and serotonin. And you find that if you are not having enough of this tryptophan in your system, it compromises your melanin function. We also said we need to use foods that enrich the melanin. We talked about red-seeded grapes. We talked about the fact that your system also needs vitamin B6 and B12, which are necessary for tryptophan formation. And also you are needing what we call copper. Copper is so essential. We said the copper is mainly found in sesame seed oil, cold pressed, but also you can cook with some of it if you prefer. Some people have also roasted sesame seed oil that you can utilize, and you can pour over your salads or different things for a nutty taste. This already contains copper inside of it, and the copper, like I said to you, is very important for absorption of iron and also production of melanin. The J, we said, is for detox and cleansing, and we talked about the value of detoxifying and cleansing the body. Now we also need to look at ways of optimizing our intake of water, because sometimes, in most cases, the lack of water is also compromising the melanin function, because again, toxic levels rise as we don't drink enough water, and the body can now go into a state where it's overloaded and it cannot perform it as how it was designed to. So one of the things we want to leave you with is that melanin itself is something that we can be very, very much proud of, because what it also does is literally, it is an intelligent chemical. It is a chemical of the soul, but also the key to what we call connecting with our divine in terms of literally REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement sleep. What we always want to remember is that this chemical is being studied around the world, and many times we don't look at it ourselves. We just sort of treat it as just a skin color, but no, it is, every person has it to different degrees, and what is most important is that the African person has it to the highest degree, and you find that because of that, you need strong, intense sunshine. Okay, if you're in the temperate region for a long time, that is why many cases, if they do an operation in the winter time, it's not good for you to do, as an African person, do operation in the winter.
Really?
Yes, because again, because of the lack of sunshine,
Okay.
your healing power will be at its lowest ebb. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's because your melanin produces what? Vitamin D,
Vitamin
the
D.
sun.
Oh,
So if you're
okay.
doing an operation, if you're having a major operation in the middle of the summer, so in the middle of the winter, it's not good for you. Okay, because
As
your healing
African.
as African person, because your healing capacity, your capacity to repair and regenerate your body is going to be compromised because of the lack of a strong, intense sunshine to help you in the repair process. At the same time, if you're in a situation where you're having, let's say, different things done, like your teeth done and things like that, this is all tying down to vitamin D. That is why doctors up and down the country are recommending vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important for processing of calcium, phosphorus, and literally balancing our bodies in terms of really optimizing our functionality. In fact, what we're seeing today, that low levels of vitamin D have been linked to prostate cancer, low levels of vitamin D have been linked to breast cancer and many other cancers as well, because the body's diminishment to produce through this pigment, we're talking about melanin, is where the vitamin D is from. That's why I'm spending a bit of time on this area, because we don't really value it enough. And yet, many people, like I said, they are bleaching it out of their skin. They've got methods of using creams that are taking this melanin off their skin. And this is damaging the body's capacity to heal, it's damaging the body's capacity to repair itself, it's damaging the body's capacity in terms of protection. Because melanin is like a shield, like a super suit, a superconductor.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we all listen to Professor Sally Jr. I mean, if you can see how he explained things to us. Then the what do you call the Maliam Dina? I think a lot of people are taking it and then they see quickly results. Like when people take it, they see quickly results. And so, what did they secret?
Okay,
just that.
I would say that this product, Marina A, B, and J, what it does, it really creates a sense of optimization. Okay. We had, just to give you an example, in Uganda, Professor Sally was able to treat 18,000 patients, and I don't know if you've seen an AIDS patient. An AIDS patient, we saw 18,000 of them during that process of treating 18,000
HIV
full-blown HIV patients. Okay,
18,000.
there is no doctor in the world who has been able to duplicate those results. 18,000 full-blown AIDS patients with 80% success rate. An AIDS patient comes with diarrhea. They come with they lose they lose their pigment. Some of them even start losing their melanin because of this virus. They have what they call something like a rash on top, shingles on the top of the skin.
On the skin.
Very bad rash. Again, they also lose appetite. They can get TB, pneumonia. They can get meningitis. They can get arthritis, all kinds of conditions, because they're called opportunistic infections. Now, these come as a result of a weakened immune system. What this product is able to do was transform them. This within literally, CNN came to Uganda in 1995 to film a war in northern Uganda, and they filmed. They've had this professor who was actually treating all kinds of patients in Kampala. So they went to his clinic and filmed 12 patients as they brought them in. Some of them were brought in on a stretcher. Some of them were brought in unconscious in a coma. And within 12 days of going back to the way they filmed the war in Uganda, out of the 12 patients, only 2 remained. Just 12 days later.
Wow.
So you can see that these people who had been completely emaciated, lost the functionality, they were going into a deep coma. This product was able to correct, reverse, and strengthen them. So what is inside here? You have 99 antioxidants. How do they work? Professor Sally has really worked out the synergy of formulating in terms of what they call,
this is what we're talking about,
in terms of creating synergy. You know, synergy. Every nutrient, zinc, selenium, copper, manganese, magnesium, they all have a synergy. They all work in a certain way. They need to work together. Just like when you're baking a cake, you don't just add more flour because you want it to become bigger. No, you have to have the right measurements. So he has already worked out the right measurements for the immune system to work optimally. Now, it took him 10 years to do that. Yeah?
10 years
to perfect
this,
that.
to prepare this
Perfect it.
supplement.
Yes, to
How?
perfect it. Okay? Because right now, it is complete. It does everything. Okay? When I say it does everything, people who have got all kinds of conditions, People who've got heart disease, we've got testimonies of that. People who've got prostate cancer, we have testimonies. People with eczema, we have testimonies. People with menopausal symptoms, hot flashes, we've got testimonies. People with hepatitis, this is one of the only products
I know,
that helps with hepatitis.
I gave it to
all kinds of people.
I gave it to a woman,
Yeah.
and then this woman, I gave it to her he's taking it for about 1 month. And he said he went back to the doctor, and the doctor asked, what did you take? Because I think he nearly got minor stroke or something like that, and then the pressure was very, very high. So the doctor asked the woman that, what did you take? But the woman didn't tell the doctor about the Maliamdina.
Yes.
So after, the doctor also gave something for the woman to go and continue, because he saw that there's a healing has come to the woman's life. So he gave the woman a pamphlet. Well, that pamphlet also is just like Maliamdina pamphlet.
Yes.
Because the pamphlet the doctor gives to the woman, you can see all these fruits and vegetables.
This is what
and all
is
this.
in fruits and vegetables. Doctor has put
This
the
is-
fruits and vegetables in the product as well.
So, beloved, let me tell you something. Those who are watching, wherever you are, listen. You need this product. You need it because it has cured many. I myself, I can testify because I gave it to a woman. The woman took this for just 1 month. The woman was very happy because he got minor stroke, and then when this woman gone back to the doctor asked, what did you take? Because the doctor saw that the high blood pressure has come back to normal. You know, so if you are prostate cancer, whatever you're going through, I said this is your product. It's a food supplement. There's no chemical, and it's going to help you.
No side effects as well.
No side effect.
Yeah.
Even if you're on
100%
drugs, when
natural.
doctor has given you, if you're on a medication, you can still take it.
Yes.
It will never harm you. Nothing will happen. Even it will help you, because that woman was on other medication.
Look at that.
But when the woman took this, he saw change
Yes. Look
in
at
her
that.
life.
No,
It took
only-
the video will come, and the woman herself is
Yeah,
testifying.
you should show the video here one day.
Yeah, I'll show the video
Yeah,
one day.
and you find that people sleep a lot better. They find they got more energy. They find
Also,
that
even I didn't say that, it let people sleep better. And then when you take it also, you sweat.
Yes.
You can see that you are sweating.
Yeah, the
and
body
you see
is
that
meant
your
to sweat.
energy,
energy increases.
Yeah.
Your strength, inner power increases.
It starts
You find that
increasing.
your aches and pains will go away.
Yeah.
You find that if you've got headaches, it will go away as well. It does a lot of things, and it is just optimizing your capacity to repair and regenerate itself.
Seriously.
It does work.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's how we will draw the carpet. We'll
Yeah.
draw the curtains.
Thank you so much.
This great
for having
man.
us.
He's an amazing man. We all need to pray for him. We all need to, because such people, it's not easy to find them. I'm telling you. Such people who got this knowledge, for people to know, or for people to be aware where we are. Because the time that we are in is very bad time. We all know. But by the grace of God, we got people that God has raised them in this end time also to have something for us. So what we need to do, we have to, everybody, I want to just buy it, and it's not expensive. I remember I saw, they brought something like this from America, and it's about 240 pounds. That some people are buying. This one, the whole tray, is just 39 pounds. Me, when I 39, you just give me 40 pounds. Just £1 for me. And you can't get it anywhere, listen, unless you go to the website. When you go to the website or you call the numbers, it's not in any shops that you go to shop or chemist and buy it. Or you come to me, because I'm with him. That's why he can give me some to give it to people. I try to give it to people in my church because I want everybody to help him. My bishop also is happy about it. He tried it and he saw that it's very good. My bishop is not sick, but when he take it, he get more energy. Now he said he can see that he's in the fasting month,
Yes.
and he's very strong.
Yes.
And he's telling me,
because this is like a packed nutrition. When you take one tablet, it's got packed with nutrition that can strengthen you for the whole day.
so I recommend this product to you, Maliamdina. God bless you that watching us live. I think we will meet next Wednesday. I'm going to see you here once again, and then we talk about Maliamdina. It's a very good product, and I love it. I love it.
All the be just.
We love listening to the Inspiration Hour with Reverend Major Kwame Poku.